All right, well, let's just get started anyway. Here we go. We are mixing today our tournament bracket weighting screen. We're good to go on the composition, or 99%. We made one change and just waiting on the developer to give the okay on that, but I'm going to start mixing this whole thing because basically he just okayed it and I just looped it and he didn't hear the loop. So anyway, it doesn't matter. Point is, we're going to get rocking and rolling right now. I'm going to share my screen. You're going to be able to see everything that I do as we go along the way here. And using our 2 reference tracks that we use for composition, we're also using these 2 reference tracks for mixing. All right, let's jump in. Let's do this thing. Here we go. So I'm actually going to be switching back and forth on this. I did not download or rip these tracks. So I'm going to be just flipping back and forth, listening to the YouTube video. And if you're saying, well, hang on a second, wouldn't it technically be illegal to rip a piece of music? In the United States of America, we have something called Section 107 of the United States Copyright Act, which means you can use copyright material for educational purposes. Now, if you're teaching yourself how to mix, I'd clarify and quantify that as educational purposes. So there you go. Take that for what you will and carry on. Now, let's listen to this and then let's find our... Drums are a lot louder, huh? Also have more reverb going on them as well. So first I'm going to get the approximate sound, and then we'll figure some other things out, right? Effects, reverb amount. Okay, let's try this fundamentally, it's a different drum sound. It's a different drum sound. Yeah. Yeah. There's a place that needs a little bit more impact. Let's find out. Okay. Yeah, better. We're just cranking the high end on this. Cool. I'm good with that. Now let's do. Come back to that. Strings high. Okay, we've already got a high pass. Well, it's almost like there's more reverb. A little less high end, too, now that we're listening to it as well. Better. As you can see what I'm doing with the EQ, I'm just like dragging it all the way down, seeing where the frequency is, where it's making the difference that I want, and then I'm dialing it in. Now, that's not the only way to do it, but that's the way I do it, and that way I can just quickly identify where I'm going most of the time and be directionally correct. Yeah, let's actually leave this up here. Up as well in terms of the reverb. Too much. In because you know there's all this delay going on. There's a delay going on, but there's more layers here. So we're gonna test out delay. Sounds different, but it is different. Okay. You. Let's also get you. High pass. Subtle here. Do that and yeah, that. What we're going to do here. Stereo image is pretty wide too. What's the stereo image on this? Let's see. Yeah, that'll do it. What's going on with this? Huh? Why you being all mono and stuff? Why are you being all mono and stuff? What if we double this? And we did this, and then we did like this, and then we did this. Let's just change this up a little bit so it's not exactly the same thing. Get some variation. Mixer. Anything you can do to help me out here? How about less reverb? How about that? Welcome to mixing. Or maybe not. Sounds awful. We'll get there when we get there. Okay. Cool. I'm good to leave that for now. I want to look at a couple things. We go here. I am not a professional mixing engineer. I can mix. To be clear, I do mix. I advise other people on how to mix, but I am not someone who just uses my ears, and I don't look at any controls. I definitely use controls when I'm mixing to help inform my ears what I'm hearing. That sounds pretty good. I'm like, I'm gonna show up and mix the piece, and then I get to hear from like measure 9 to measure 25. It sounds pretty good. It sounds pretty good. I'll listen to the reference. Well, that sounds pretty good. Okay. We're going to do a crescendo, a long crescendo on the hits. We are going to bring those hits down a little bit here as well. Okay, here we go. Going into the gain. Just checking on the live stream and the recording, making sure y'all can see what I'm doing. Yes, you can. Excellent. All right, back to it. All right. Where was I? Right. Similar thing. Can we do a similar thing here? We do just a little bit of a zhuzh, starting where at 17, just a little zhuzh. Just a squidgy smidge. Everybody in the club crescendo. Everybody what? Crescendo. Everybody in the club crescendo. Everybody what? Crescendo. Just a little. Yeah, I think it's going to be more of a, once that cello is done with that phrase thing, and then let's bring it up. We can actually test that. Crescendo going on down here. Everybody in the club crescendo. Sound less like a robot. Ride cymbals in there. let's see if there's any type of randomization we can apply here to humanize this in any way. That'll get this sounding a little less samey. Literally sounds like a SNES sound. Okay. How do we do this again? Been a moment since I did this. Do we do this again? MIDI transform. There we go. Okay. Now. Okay, position, I do not want to change. Status, we're going to leave alone. Velocity and length. Velocity and length. Let's randomize. So let's randomize. Velocity, scoochity scotch, up and down by a little bit. And then length. Let's do that. Okay, too much. Oh, that's because there was a 6 there. Okay, we want that to be a 0 at the top. There we go. And let's undo that twice. And now let's test it out. There we go. And instead of, I think we want to do add instead of random. Yes, so I'm going to undo. No, you're not going to. Interesting. Okay, randomize it. So what you got? Oh, you're not doing it? What's happening? Dan, are you talking to any events yet? That is too much randomization. Okay. Now, I really just want this to be added to it. I don't want it to do it. Yeah, that did it. Ah, but it wasn't random. I want random and add. No. Okay, maybe this will do it. Okay, from 2. Yeah. No. Still no. I wonder why it's doing that. Is it perhaps because I key switched it to something? What do you key switch at the moment? Accent. That's why that ain't doing it. I am unsure, but we will figure this out. It's because it's plus or minus. I don't want it plus or minus. I just want it plus random. He said yelling at the MIDI events. What happens if we do this? No. 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 Yeah, maybe. Ugh. This sounds so fake. Listen to this. What if we doubled it with that other string sound? So what if we did... Which strings are you? Nope. Which strings are you? Yep. What happens if we do this? Oh, I done half copied the wrong one. Ugh. Ugh. One thing. Let's drag this up here. Instead, short. Oop, wrong one. Look, I'm tripping. Nope, wasn't that one. Wasn't that. Look, I want the lower one. That's this one. I want this to go here. Am I asking for that much? No. There we go. Okay. Betterer. Now let's check our volume coming out of the previous section into this section, because I suspect it might not be the same thing. Based on my little ears. Also known as the famous racer Niki Lauda. We needed a little Niki Lauda. All right, here we go. Just a touch. automated the volume, did we? Kids, never automate volume in Logic Pro. It is such a hassle. Oh, and we did the gain as well. Great. Just great. Okay. Right at the end. Okay. Listen to that. Swells at the end don't really work. Now that we're listening to it louder. This is about to get really, really loud. You've been warned. It's about to get loud. Like, I'm turning my headphones down loud. Like, heads up. This is about to get loud. This is why we listen to things at different volumes, kids. that crescendo is not doing it. Number 2, I think the start of this section is too quiet now that we listen to it. Everything up by 0.3 dB. Here we go. 0.3. We're going to just -3 on the dot. That'll do. .3. There it is. Shakalaka, 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 shakalaka. Whoop, there it is. All right. Another 0.3 dB. Okay, you're an El Solo cello. 3 dB. Okay, -2, well, -2.9. 57, good enough. Okay. Short. Short. So number 1, we're going to drag this across to here. There we go. else do we need to move here? Yeah, everyone else is good. All right, this part's gonna come up. We can do another. I'm gonna get a little bit bolder here. I'm gonna come up 0.5. Okay. Again here too. 0.5. And here as well, 0.5. All right, let's test that out. This wasn't just during this part right here. All right, so we did 0.2, we did 0.2, we did 0.3, and we did 0.5, we did like 1.1. Okay, who else is playing that? I think that's it. That's better. Here. So we're going to get that going. So what we're doing basically right now is we're making sure that each section is loud. So there's a continuity of volume between all of them. Okay. Louder. That's 0.9 dB. 0.4 to equals 3. 0.5 to 3.4. There it is. Let's test that. Also, this can come up. These also can proportionally come up. I'm going to do here too. I'll tell you what. Cool. Let's listen to this whole thing one time. Dude, I think you know what we need here. For real, for real. I'm going to grab this. And I'm going to put this right here. Get a little space going on in here. Part of the loop around too, it's the way the strings are mixed. Bring this down by 1 dB to 11.4 and bring this up by 1 dB. Do that again one more time. 12.4. And we're bringing this up to 1.8, sure. Sometimes I find myself just like as an artistic rule, and this is so good. Like one of the reasons why you want to create a lot of art and create a lot of art quickly is then you can start to spot meta patterns about tendencies you have. And so if I'm here, I'm like optimizing for homogeneity, and that may not actually be what this needs. So I'm gonna leave this alone for right now. I'm gonna test out tweaking a couple knobs here and see how things sound. We're going to try a stabilizer. We're going to try a clarity. And we're going to pop the maximizers last here. And we're going to see if we can get some other sounds out of this. We're just going to try tweaking this up and down and see what happens. This whole thing. Better. Better. Okay. We are now going to export this. We are now going to loop this, and then we're going to send this over to the developer for final approval. So, boom. This is a wave. Do the wave. Brackets for loop for real this time. Place. Okay. Oh. It's like, yeah, could I have spent 3 more hours mixing this? Yep. Probably gotten a better result. Yep. Is this good enough for now? Yep. Might I come back and do a second pass mixing before the OST goes out? Yep. This is good enough for the game? Yep. Yes. Okay. Let's bring this puppy in. And let's loop banana, loop, loop banana. Boom. We're going to cut it right there. Fade, banana, fade, fade, banana. That does sound funky, doesn't it? What sounds funky in there? You know what it is? It's that first hit. That first hit needs some high end on it, like the last hits over here. These last hits over here. Is part of it. All right, well, let's fix that, and let's see what that does. In the meantime, let's check in with the chat. Hi, chat. How are you? Wie geht's, chat? Type a 3 in the chat if you're enjoying seeing this whole process of this thing come to life. Like, poking buttons to make this thing happen. Oh. Okay. That might also be because remember I kept listening. I kept listening from the end strings to the beginning, going like, "What's wrong? Like something's missing. Something's missing. Something's missing." And so it might actually have been at least part of the story is the high end of that hit, and I might just have gotten clarity on it there. Does it really matter? No. Could it go out the door? Yes. Is that below standard? Yes. So does it matter? Yes. So am I going to change it? Yes. Just waiting for this thing to load up here. Okay. Oh, we've got a plugin issue. Well, I'll tell you what. I'm going to fix that. I'm going to do this offline. I'm going to sort that out. Basically, I'm just going to take just the high end of those last hits, fly it into the first hit of the whole piece. That there's like a continuity in the sound and like the high end, because that's what I was looking for too. I was looking for the high end in the strings, and I was like, it's still not sounding right. High end in the drum as well. So I'm going to test bringing that out now. And with that, I'm going to sign off on this thing. Take care. See you next time. Bye.